Hello, it's Dave Advantage Sulky again. Wanted to go through part 2 of the rebuild of these joggers that I was working on. If you haven't seen part 1, you can go back. It'll be the last video before this one. And I'll go through what we did. I figured what we needed. There was some other stuff that came up as I went through it. I just want to show everybody. The wood shaft jogger here. The wood was put in. I like to do that before I sandblast them. Let them get. It takes like a day for the epoxy glue to adhere and set for the crossbar and circle bar where they're mortised in. They need to be mortised in to put the rigidity that you need. This one had a really wore out inside leg, so I cut that out there, put a new piece in there and drilled that out. The forks are there, they're all ready for sandblasting. I'll take that off the frame. The rad cart was the next one. This one needed quite a bit of work. This frame was good on this one for straight. It was cracked. There was a crack in here, so we sandblasted that down, re-welded that in. The one shaft had been replaced before, and it was bent, so we got it straightened out. That was a newer style shaft. The other shaft had a really old style, and it was really bent. But they had a spare shaft that they had given me at the same time when I picked these up. It was bent too, but I was able to straighten it out, and it was actually the newer style to match that one. So we installed that into there. These had, the tabs were wore where the forks meet. We welded those up, added some material to them, ground them. Each one of these circle bars was cracked, so we needed to weld them up before they're sandblasted. Both tabs where the forks meet up, to those tabs there, both of them were broke off. The one was broke in the first video, and the other one broke when I took it off, so we had to make new pieces, weld those in there before they get sent out for sandblasting. I believe that's about it. There was quite a bit of work in getting this shaft in. It was just a little bit different diameter on that pocket. The black cart was the one that had looked like it had fell off the back of a trailer and was dragged down the road and was wore down. So we made a new piece of aluminum tube to go around the back to fix that back up. This frame had a little bend to it, so we straightened that out. We got rid of a bunch of that weird stuff. There was a lot of paint on here, so I just took that paint off first so I could get a straight edge down there so I could line everything up. This one shaft had a bunch of bolts, if you recall, sticking out of it. It had a sleeve in it. I have it here. I know this cart was very heavy. There's a 10-pound chunk of steel that was bolted into that shaft. So I took that out. We sleeved it with aluminum sleeve inside and welded those holes from the bolts that were in there. So now you can pick it up. It feels like it should pick up. Lined all the shafts up. I believe that's about it for that one. Then we had the blue one here. This blue one, if you recall, had the leather ends on the shafts. It was quite old. You can see somebody had painted it before, probably a few times, but there's the original shaft color underneath of the leathers with the paint stripe. These were the old style, so what we did is put a bend in these so that they sit flat when they go onto the quick hitch, and we open the hole up on the inside because these ends are like a cast, so that we can make a nice plug to go into the end. That one shaft that was bent up right at the leather was broke, so I took and sleeved it, welded that shaft back up since he's good now. We took, I think all the shafts on this one need a little tweak in, and the frame on this one was quite bent. I'll see if I can insert a photograph from when we worked on it. This side was curled in a lot, but we got it straightened back out, and the bolt holes all lined up now to put the wheels on it. So that is those four. They're ready for, I think this tab had to be, this tab had to be welded on the fork. And we will have these sent out for sandblasting this morning. When they get back after sandblasting, I'll have to sand everything by hand. It's hard to tell until it's sandblasted, and double check that there's no cracks in underneath where the paint is. Once they're sandblasted, you see that. And I think that's pretty much it. Now that these shafts will come off and I can do the clear on them while the frame is away getting sandblasted. And when we get them all sanded and ready, then we'll send them out for to get primed and powder coated to whatever colors they're looking for. This one set of stirrups that was on the wood shaft cart, I don't think I mentioned it the last time. I'll have to go through and fix them. Somebody's welded the arm onto there. It's supposed to be so that it pivots for adjustability. That doesn't adjust now. Both of them are the same way, so I'll have to cut that out of there. Put the tab in there right, and we'll probably just chrome powder coat those so that because after the welding there it'll want to rust. And all the small little parts I'll just sandblast in the cabinet here. So, have a good day, everybody. Thank you.